And it says it's AI enabled, whatever that is. Probably lose it all on us. We'll probably be struck by a cloud or something.
A shark it was.
Oh, what's this say? One exception. Somebody seems to be joined by audio.
It might be Brad Fletcher. Is he on? I can't see now.
Jennifer from Newfoundland, Canada is on by phone because my Zoom keeps freezing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll just see if I can rename you Jennifer.
I think I showed up as my phone number.
Yeah,
I think so. Here we go. So, was it Jennifer, Newfoundland?
Yes.
There we are. Oh, and there's somebody called iPad. Who would that be?
I've got one.
No, somebody's joined as iPad.
Oh.
I suspect that's Mimi from Colorado. She was just trying to get on with her iPad.
Oh, okay. Mimi, can you confirm?
What a great name.
Hope it's not me.
No, you're good, Martin. I can see you. You're actually you got your name up.
Yes, I can see. Yeah. Chris, do you get a list of who's signed in?
I do. There's 54 people signed in at the moment.
Great.
Gilbert's there too, Cyril.
Good.
Second iPad.
Well, that's all. I can get rid of all those messages. Is Dave Weir here from San Diego?
There's no.
Here, but Tom Murray
Dave
is.
White.
No, Weir. Oh.
Just go.
I haven't seen Dave on yet.
I don't think he's joining us.
He sent me an email.
I spoke to him this morning.
Oh, okay. I was asleep. Oh, Gilbert will be representing San Diego. Sorry. Is Gilbert on?
Yes.
Gil, you there? Good.
Oh, he's there. I see his name.
Oh, God.
My name's Jesse Taylor. Are you able to hear me from Jacksonville, Florida?
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh, so your iPad too, Jesse. Okay. It's odd. Oh, there we are. JESSE.
Yes, JESSE.
TAIL. TAYL.
TAYLOR.
Okay. Still going. 6 more in the waiting room. We'll just give it another minute.
And Chris, I sent you that file from Valencia.
Yep.
Chris, do you have me, Malcolm Campbell from Melbourne?
I do,
Thank you.
but I still don't know who iPad is. Is there somebody named iPad?
One is me. This is Mimi from Colorado Frontrunners.
Okie dokie, thanks. I'll just do
So I guessed right.
that.
That's only because I told you I was joining with my iPad. You're cheating.
I was giving her tech support from with iMessage.
Hey, it's Brad. I'm still trying to get in here on my computer. It let me in on my phone, but the whole sign-in thing is so goofy. It wants me to have a Zoom account, which I don't have.
Oh, Brad.
Well, you're named as Brad Fletcher, so that's all right. We can see you. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
okay.
prefer that picture.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm sitting in a car. I'm in my big, huge Cadillac in the little town of Ke'a, Hawaii. And, I'm on my way doing stuff. Seriously, I have looked at about
You
80
don't have-
homes this week.
You don't have to misrepresent yourself with us, Brad. We know you've got a Honda Civic. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't think the Zoom meeting would be so damn tough.
Well, practice makes perfect. You've been on these before.
Yeah.
Oh, this one,
I
the
have.
the AGM, we make it because we got so many people. And
Right.
we put it in so you have to register to stop people from Zoom bombing us. I guess it's
Right, and I did register. I was registered, but for some strange reason, it was really difficult. Okay, it
So
looks
you
like I've got
registered
you on
with
my computer now.
you registered with Zoom as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
That's what it wanted
and-
me to do.
and Zoom would have sent you a link. Yeah.
Yes.
You did. Correct. Yes. Zoom sent me a link, and usually I just click on it, boom, and I'm in. Not so easy this time.
It was a password thing.
You're right. Exactly. It was a password thing, and usually you don't have to put in a password.
Yes, yeah.
Says
There he
host has
is.
joined. Let them know you're here. Okay.
So if you're
So I can
on,
get
are you
off
on
my
in
phone.
two locations now? Yeah, you can get off the.
Well, I'm trying to get off of my phone and onto my laptop. I hold my laptop all the way down here just for this, So. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Now I have
You're
you
in
on the
bloody Hawaii. Shut up.
Stop. Hey, listen, it's been a learning experience. Like I said, my land has got people dump stuff all over it. I'm dealing with that. Oh, it's been one problem after another. And the police department are kind of worthless. I've been having fun. Yes. Okay. I've been having fun, but it's
And I've got another telephone number. So whoever is ends with 1939, tell me who they are, please.
so I'm going to end on this one. I'm going to end on this one so that I'm just on my computer then.
Bye-bye. Could whoever's just logged in with a telephone number tell me who they are, please? 1939. Okay, we'll wait. Now.
You've got Jesse Taylor in here twice, according to my list anyway.
Jennifer here, they may have to go *6 to unmute if they're on the phone.
And Jacob.
So I did forward the invitation to another member that's in our front runners, just so this is our first time attending, and so I wanted some more eyes and ears in to see what this is about.
Sure. But who are you?
Jesse Taylor, Jacksonville.
Oh,
Florida.
sorry. Okay, right.
But who did you forward it to?
So Stephen Smith or Ryan Cooper. I'm not sure Ryan's last name actually.
Okay. All right. I see people are giving us the hurry up.
Yeah, let's
Let's get on with it.
So let's
I
get
got
going.
up in the middle of the night for this, so come on.
Oh, Malcolm.
You're too old to
We've
be
been up
up
since
this
I've been
time.
up since 4:30, so yeah.
Correct. So let's get on with it.
Are we going to have music like the Olympics?
No,
Oh,
any
I
day,
saw
any
Malcolm.
day,
Hey, Malcolm.
any day now. Just a second. Oh,
Chris, it's Jose from Ottawa. Vincent Lemay is the Canadian rep. He is having issues with the Zoom, and he's trying with his mobile, and I think his mobile ends with 1939.
there you go.
Hey, Dave Tiller from Honolulu Frontrunners is here.
so that is Vincent's, yes.
I don't think they hear you. No.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Bill, yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay, this is Dave Tiller, Honolulu Frontrunners. We're trying to do this and not having a whole lot of luck.
Well, you're on.
Good.
Dave, I'm over in KO and I had trouble too. So there you go.
Great.
Okay, so let's get started. I'll just. Here's the agenda.
Didn't be good if you could just broadcast it there. Well, continue to try. I've got us muted. Here's the deal. Watch this.
There you go. Now we'll just share the screen and hopefully it won't all fall apart. Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, just a sec.
Yes.
I just want to be able to see you guys as well, folks. Alrighty, okay. There we all are in living color. Okay. So we currently have how many people? 68 people on. So I think we've definitely got a quorum.
Yep.
And thank you all for joining. I know it's been, well, here we are, 1:15. So sorry if it's been a bit fraught for everybody. It usually is. We try and make it easy. We've tried to make it possible to join from multiple devices and all sorts of things. So we've relaxed some of the security on it. But yeah, we've got a good attendance this morning. Normally we get, the most we've had is about 95 people. So this is doing very well. Thanks for coming. I've done a president's report. It'll be in the newsletter, the regional reps report that's gone out. So you can read that if you want to know any words of wisdom. Basically just say we've had a successful year. We've had a few extra clubs and new clubs in Hamburg, Louth and Meath over in Ireland. We've got what's it called? Blue Ridge in North Carolina and several other new clubs. But I'll let Alden go into that if he wants to later on in the club renewal section. So we're still growing and we've got about a 20% growth from last year. So it's a great story. It's a wonderful organization and you know, it's wonderful to be able to go to lots of cities all over the world and find other people that want to go and have a run with you. So I encourage you to explore that whenever you have a free moment in another town when you're traveling. We don't have a secretary. It's still me. If anybody wants to be secretary, it's a thankless job and there is an ad. So I think it's just you know what secretarial stuff is about. You've got to know Word, you've got to know half a dozen silly programs like we use doodle scheduling and you need to be able to use Google Drive and all sorts of other things. But it's a lot of work. It's different time zones, bad hours, all that sort of thing. So I hope I've made it an exciting and interesting sounding job. And if anybody would like to apply, please let me know. Does anybody want to do that job that's come here today? Anybody want to stand forward and take up the secretary role going forward? Don't all rush. Formal orderly queue, please. Okay. Well, we'll put it.
Chris, it's Brad. You can reach out to me individually after the meeting and we'll talk about it.
That's okay, Brad. I know you've got a lot of capacity issues at the moment too. So we'll chat. I think you're coming up to a bit of some of those issues are going away, so we'll have a chat later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just something you might want to. It's a like a point of order thing. In the agenda, international front runner should be 3 words. That's all.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah. You
Sorry.
spell it like we spell it.
I try and catch myself. I apologize to everybody. I do try, but I fail sometimes. So sorry about that.
We'll fix it up.
Okay, so there will be a recording of this afterwards, and I usually put it up onto YouTube and circulate it as well. So if you want to watch yourselves back or anything, you can. And we'll try and get the minutes out quick smart afterwards. Last year, we usually pretty slack about it, and so I'm doing it the night before. So apologies for that. But you can see the minutes from last year's meeting, such as they are, on the website. In the documents section that Brad's uploaded for us this morning.
Right.
So let me just a second.
Wrong car.
Or you got a 427?
No.
License plate?
No, I didn't order
Oh,
anything.
you didn't order anything?
No,
yet? Oh, okay.
not yet. I'm trying to take a call here. Thanks.
Brad,
put yourself on mute.
Sorry.
Okay, so
I came up to my car way too fast.
So here's the minutes from last year, which you can review at your leisure. So there's my report. There's the secretary advertisement. There's Alden will talk to his treasurer's report in a second. And just what we had from last year. What I could piece together from it was a very long discussion about the gay games and things like that. But yeah, that's the substance of it. So is everybody happy with the minutes?
Yes, I move that they be accepted.
Thanks.
Second.
Yes. Yes.
Okey-doke.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, that's okay. Anybody against? Carried. So, Alden, Treasurer's report. Which one do you want to have a look at, or do you want to share your screen?
I think we lost Alden.
Oh, he was here a minute ago.
Saw him.
Yeah, I'm back. I got dropped off somehow.
Did you want to share your screen, Alden, or do you want me to put up one or more of these?
Yeah, I can't share from where I am right now. So
Okie doke.
yeah,
Which one would you like?
So, well, I'll start with the year-end 2023. I don't know if that's the last one I sent you.
Yep.
Then if that's handy, I can just go over it quickly. I think Brad's putting this up on the website as well.
Yep.
But I'll just review the numbers quickly for everyone. So our starting balance on the IFR side was $18,385.46 for the year-end 2023. We had our membership income was $3,175. We had donations of $25 and interest income of $200.91. So our total income was $3,400.91. On the expense side, we had bank fees of $189.46. our Federation of Gay Games membership fees of $100. Postage was $16.95. So the total of the overhead expenses were $306.41. The events during the year, we had 2 IFR socials, which we spent a total of $792.98. So our total expenses were $1,099.39. That leaves us with income minus the expenses of $2,301.52, leaving the IFR balance at the end of 2023 at $20,686.98. As part of this, we also have Brooks money that we have been dealing with, making grants and so forth. And for over the course of 2023, our starting balance in that account was $750. We've received $25,000 from Brooks, and we gave out grants of $25,000. And so that left us with an ending balance of $750. And so our total bank balance is $21,436.98. So that's where we stood for the year end of 2023. And if there's any questions on that, or I can go on to the our year to date for 2024.
Brad, some of that, Alden, some of that money is the 750. Is that still something hanging over because of the Hong Kong issue?
Exactly. So
Okay.
we need to
Just
decide
checking.
what to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, we can discuss that. Yep.
I know Ari's on the call. I don't know if you wanted to talk about the Brooks sponsorship and the status of it at the moment.
Well, I can. I think he can comment afterwards when I finish giving
Yep.
the report, and then if has any comments on that, just so people are informed about
Right.
what's going on there, that would be fine.
Moving on.
Okay. All right. I'll move on to the year to date 2024. So our starting balance on the IFR side was $20,686.98. We've had membership. Well, this is actually as of the 24th, earlier this week. Membership income was $3,150. So our total income is that $3,150. Our expenses so far are bank fees of $235.74. We had club promotion of $500. And so the overhead total for expenses was $735.74. We have not spent anything on events this year. So our total expenses is that same $735.74 to date. So our income minus our expenses is $2,414.26, leaving our current IFR balance of $23,101.24. On the Brooks side, we had our starting balance of $750. We received grants of $22,000, and we made grants out of $22,000, leaving us with our balance at $750 still. And so our total bank balance is the $23,851.24.
Alden, can you tell us what the club was?
That was the event they held in Bern, coincident with the Euro Games, as far as that. And
yeah.
We have many
Now we-
times approved that one. And we finally got the details to pay it. So that was.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And if there's any other
we thanked them
questions,
for putting on that social last year. Yeah, it was a bit fraught, but we got there in the end, I hope.
right.
And
Yes,
they're a
hi.
member again. Burner a member again, so that's good.
Yeah.
I remember.
Hey, this is Mark D from Palm Springs. I put a question in the chat. Looks like the balance is going up every year. We're getting more revenue than we're spending, and I'm just wondering what is the plan for that money? And if there isn't a plan, maybe we can use some of that money to support either some of the newer clubs or clubs with smaller membership. that are trying to expand.
So I don't
Right.
know,
And
Alden,
yep, that's a good point. And what I was going to move on to next was our budget for 2025, and that's where we can discuss any new expenditures we want to approve as a group. And I can go over what some of our fixed expenses look like right now, and then we can look to see about any of the rest of the discussion. So
On the
yeah.
Federation side, myself and Brad Fletcher have not claimed yet for our expenses for Guadalajara, which are quite substantial. So, and Alden's told us to do something about it, and we've just been slack. So we will, but
so
money will come out for that.
So let's let Alden go through the budget, and you're just going to talk to that, won't you, Alden?
Right. So looking ahead, I just the projections I have under income for the budget. I'm looking at $3,100 in membership fees. I wasn't planning anything on donations. That's always extra if we get it. Interest, we probably will have around $150, being conservative. So we're looking at income of $3,250.00 is the projection. As far as overhead, we probably will have the number I put in the budget is $250 in bank fees. We have our website costs of $84 per year. We have our Federation of Gay Games membership fees of $100. We have the outstanding budget item of club promotion, which is something that we voted as a one-time expenditure several years ago, where we allocated $500 per region for club promotion. So there's $3,500 in that, as 2 regions have used that money and the other ones have not yet used that money. So that's where some of the where we had planned to spend some of our excess was on that type of club promotion. We can look at that. As far as getting that money, what we were looking for at the time was a proposal from a region about an event they would hold to try and promote membership, support new clubs, and so forth. So we're open to that by the steering committee. So that's one item there. Otherwise, we would potentially have expenditures for events if we needed money to pay for an AGM, which we have not had recently because we're having Zoom meetings. And then if we have a larger event like the games and so forth, for the gay games and so forth, if we have an IFR social event, there would be money budgeted for that. So, so those are the potential budget items. In addition, we have the Federation of Gay Games delegates do get reimbursed for some of their expenses, since it's mandatory for them to physically attend the Federation of Gay Games meetings. And that has been, excuse me, set at $1,500 currently. So that's another area we can discuss, or if there's more input that we need on that from them to set our sites correctly, they can let us know. But that's where we stand. So those are the budget items that we have, and I think we're open to hear proposals from the group, or if there's any other changes that we might consider.
So Mike, does that answer your, oh, sorry, not Mike.
Yes, I think
Mark,
that's,
sorry.
yes. That answers it. I think it would be nice to see some of the smaller clubs, or some of the clubs that from less wealthier areas maybe request some funding to expand their membership.
We would be very interested in that, actually, because we're only starting out. We only joined, actually. This is our first AGM, so we're only after starting up. So, you know, we wanted to get out flyers and posters. So how would we go about doing that, or how is that proposed?
You go through your rep. Is this Louth?
This is the True Colour Frontrunners and Mead and Loud. Yeah.
I'm glad you made it. The regional rep is Martin. So if you just catch up with your regional rep,
Oh, that'd be really helpful, yeah.
Yeah, and you can put a proposal to him, and then we'll evaluate it at our steering committee. We have a steering committee meeting once every 6 to 8 weeks. So yeah, if you've got some ideas, anyone's got some ideas,
brilliant.
submit them to your regional rep. I have been a bit slack. I've still got about 4 or 5 of the intro emails to follow up with, but your regional rep will be in the intro email for those clubs that have just joined.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Glad we joined now.
Can I just ask one thing?
Sure.
Are we still supporting the gay games in 2025?
Yes.
Yes.
Gay games are not in 25, they're in 26.
No, 26, sorry, 26.
Yes.
In Valencia. As it seems to me, most of the local gay clubs have parted from the Gay Games organization in 26, since it's being held by the right-wing organization.
Hang on. We hear you, but we're having a separate Valencia report. There are people here from Valencia online.
Good.
So let's pick it up when we get down to Federation
Yeah.
of Gay Games there, Jacob. It's we still got a couple of things to get through. So
yes.
I might let Wayne look after that one, but is everybody okay with everything else in Alden's report?
We should move that one. Somebody.
Okay.
Right.
So I move it be accepted.
Second.
Jeff, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm sorry, a little late here. Was there a call out for Brooks grant applications this year? If so, I missed it. Because I see we 22,000 in funds for Brooks grants.
No, that's zeroed out now. So this was another initiative from Brooks that we were very lucky to get. Is Ari around?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if Ari was on. He had registered, but I don't know if I hadn't seen him on yet.
Yeah.
He's on a plane.
If he's not, do you want to take that, Alden?
Yeah, so I'll give a little background on that. So Brooks has changed how they are awarding the money. Just they decided that in the past, originally they had awarded to individual clubs through applications to them directly, and they would send out the money. And then it changed that they were allowing us to get the money, and we would put out requests for proposals from the various clubs, and we would award the money. And then this past year, they decided that they wanted a more focused approach with their sponsorship money, and so they had decided to target certain market areas where they had a presence of a store and promotion they were trying to do. So they had identified the regions where they wanted to do it, and those are the clubs that received the grant this current year, and that's where the 22,000 was spent. It was really directed by Brooks. So it has changed a little bit over the course of the years in a couple of different ways, and it looks like that is going to continue next year. I was hoping Ari would be here to see. He's been the main contact with Brooks to see how they want to work it with us, and what they're targeting. So I think we'll need to wait for an update from Ari as far as this coming year. But that's what happened this year as far as that 22,000 grant.
Got it. Thank you, Alden. And I guess my only follow-up comment to that would be, and maybe this was communicated out, just to understand what those criteria are, and what regions they're choosing, just to stay informed. And again, I may have missed the memo, and so if so, I apologize.
Yeah, I thought Ari was going to put something up, but you're right. I'm not sure I had seen that and so forth. And it really, it turns out it was some of the larger market areas. This is where Brooks was focusing, such as New York and Los Angeles and Seattle, where they're based and so forth. So that's how they were working it.
Got it. Hey, real quick, I
Yeah.
see Mike is saying why there's no hand raise feature. So Mike, if you click the react with the heart icon, that will be where you can see a pop-up come up with raise hand.
Mhm.
And we
Okay.
have had a few people raise their hands, so it is working.
Thank you, Alden. Appreciate the explanation. Thank you.
Okay, are we set then on those motions, Chris?
Yep. Okay, so anyone against? So we'll accept Alden's reports. Thank you. Alden, did you want to talk about new clubs? Or
Yeah,
had
I
you
can
nothing?
give a.
You got something prepared? Yep.
Yeah, I can go over that briefly just to, yeah, not to take up too much time since we started a bit late, but let's just have a look at from the numbers. We have 125 clubs, of which 97 clubs are active at the current time. We have 3 pending clubs that are pending membership, looking for more information or just in the process going forward. And of the 97 clubs, we have 57 clubs that pay membership fees, which means that they have over 25 members in those clubs. And that means that we have 40 clubs which have less than 26 members. So that gives us an idea of the distribution. I don't have the breakdown right in front of me at this time, but that's the overall status. I know that recently I sent out an email to a couple of clubs. I just thought I'd mention that here. Again, it's important that for the clubs that if you have less than 26 members, there's no membership fee that is due to IFR. But we do ask that you go into our website and review the information that you have there for as far as your officers, your weekly runs, or any of that information, contact information, to make sure it's up to date so that we know that we're not having any bad information on our website. So we do ask them. That's an important part of your annual renewal, even if you do not have a membership due to you. So just wanted to make that note. I know there's a couple clubs that we recently talked to, the clubs in Chiang Mai and Jacksonville. I haven't seen that come in yet. But hopefully you'll get through that process. If you need help with any of that, please contact either myself or the webmaster, and we can help you go through that process. So
thank you very
that's
much.
And
yeah, that's basically it, unless there's any other questions on that.
I see Mike has discovered the hand raise feature. Do you still have a question, Mike, or is that just to tell us that you're okay? Okay, cool.
I actually do have a quick comment.
Yep.
Yeah, I was investigating the how do you start a club link on the website, which I finally found, and noticed that the form is broken. Submit information to the steering committee. Reason why I was looking is I'm trying to recruit a new non-binary, non-gender specialized running club that's formed in the Vancouver area. We've been trying to crack that nut for a long time as a bunch of gay men in the downtown core of Vancouver, and it hasn't worked. So our other approach is to try to foster new clubs in our area of 2.5 million people, and that seems to be a better way to go. So I'd like to figure out how to best introduce them to front runners, and we can certainly help them along the way. We're a really strong club. And while I'm talking, I thought I'd also mention that Brooks thing. We are a direct recipient of the largesse of Brooks here in Canada. They donated 500 t-shirts to our Pride Run and Walk, which happens tomorrow, with a record attendance of 1,000 coming out tomorrow. And I'm super busy, so I'm going to hand it back to you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, just a quick note on that. Yeah, I had been talking with Brad about that, how to start a club information on our website, and I had mentioned that there were some broken links. I believe that Brad is working on that, so we'll take a close look at that again just to see where we are and make sure we bring that up to date.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a issue with the website where it got deleted and it's been restored from backup. So there's still some issues. Our hosting provider, yes, decided we didn't need it anymore for some reason. So.
Right. And just another quick note on that. As far as introducing clubs to front runners, you can show them the website, and there is sections there about the history of international front runners and things like that. So they may be interested to at least read about some of that stuff and get a feel for what it's like through that and the other information there, even if they starting a club section isn't completely there yet.
And
Yeah,
not to preempt any discussion that might come later from Brad, but he's always looking for help. And the problem is that people don't have the time to go through and clean up some of that stuff. So I think that the last time we did a new club packet was when we used to send a CD to people with all the data on it. So if anyone wants to volunteer to go through and do some content management, I'm sure Brad would be only too happy to have somebody to help him with that.
Yeah, so especially with regard to the starter packet, we're basically using information that was printed 20, 30 years ago. We've asked clubs for updates, and actually we haven't gotten a lot of contributions from clubs. So yeah, like Alden said, that is one area that we know we have to look at.
It's all good.
So,
we will help walk them through it. We've been around since 1983, so I think we can help.
I
Thanks.
often get to president.frontrunners.org emails saying, you know, how do I start a club? And I point them to the correct link and things like that. So and then sometimes it works and sometimes I don't hear back from them. So you know, that's the other thing, is you can always post to secretary or president or webmaster or whatever, treasurer, all of those group accounts, or have a look on the website, point people to the website, point them to the Facebook page, the Insta. There's lots of ways to start, and then get in touch by our email and we'll start the voting process. And Devan is sitting in the chat, so we'll reach out to you as well, Devan, about helping us with web content. Yes. The thing with the website too is that a lot of people are using the social media these days rather than the website. So I guess attention hasn't been given to it as much as it should, but it's definitely a valuable resource as a first port of call for people. So we should prioritize that this year. Okay, thanks very much for the info, Alden. Now we'll move on to communications report. And Martin, do you have a report? Do you want to run through
Yes.
what's been happening?
Yeah, of course. So we've had a particularly productive period, and we've had notable successes both in our membership engagement and digital presence. Now that was particularly noticeable on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Just to mention, on Threads, we've only become present within the last year or so, and we have seen a great interest in people engagement with international frontrunners. So that was quite pleasing to see. Now, in terms of our social media, we have had significant increase in followers across our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads channel. However, our engagement and following on X, or Twitter as it was known, has remained relatively unchanged. We've had a very successful IFR social media IFR Day campaign, which reached 459 people, which we are quite pleased with. We've been present at commemorating all major LGBTQIA dates of significance on our social media. We've successfully promoted, as mentioned, IFR Day across our clubs and encouraged them to partake in the festivities for another year, which was great to see. We've been particularly successful at spotlighting our different clubs on a weekly basis on our social media, in particularly Instagram, and we plan on continuing to do so in the future. Our communications team has also this year taken part in this year's Eurogames event in Vienna, and we've tried to make sure that we spread the positive word on IFR and its significance within our community. And in terms of the IFR newsletter, we have had a slight delay, but as I'm being told, it will be posted shortly. So yeah, that would be our update. Thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Yeah, I know that Buddy sent through the newsletter that was for January, and so it'll be included in the documents directory as well as the newsletters for the website. So, Buddy, did you want to? I know you're on. Do you want to talk to that?
Yep. So like, I would love to say that, like, the quality of submissions for newsletter have definitely increased. In the past, when I first taken on this role, a lot of clubs just give the weekly schedule of their run, which probably is only people are going to be interested if they're visiting that city. But nowadays tell us what's interesting that's been happening in the last 6 months and what's coming up for the next 6 months. And yeah, unfortunately, sometimes we don't get the response rate that we want, but then say the quality of reading and insights that we can gather from the submissions has definitely improved. So thank you so much for those who have been following the instruction about how to make a better submission for the newsletter. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, it's taken a while, to get everything together. But yeah, and I am also stepping down from the role of the newsletter assembler. So I would love to hear if anyone would like to step up and take it to the next level. I was wondering if there's anyone interested. Oh, we got one message in the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, if anyone is interested, please do I think there's gonna be an office election session after this. And if you want if you're still thinking about it, you can put your nomination in the chat. And I really thank you for your initiative. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Buddy. I know that newsletter is it takes days to put together. It's not something you can just sort of throw together. It's lots of backwards and forwards and lots of formatting and then compressing it so that it's readable. I think it starts out like hundreds of meg, and so you can't email it or anything, and then you've got to tailor it, and there's a lot of presentation skills involved in it as well. So very much appreciate your hard work on that. And even though it might not be totally current, because we do have actually a regional reps report there too, from that's most recent one that people sent via email. I still encourage everyone to read it. I know that people do enjoy reading it. Yeah, have a look at it when it goes up. We'll certainly promote it as well as on social so that people can have a look, because every year people do go and have a look at various clubs, and it helps you understand just how big the organization is and how much fellowship there is running around the world in running. So thank you very much for your help. And if anybody would like to take it up, get in touch.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, Martin and Buddy. Just trying to find my screen now. So next item is the Federation of Gay Games report. Wayne, do you want to take it away?
Hi, everyone. Wayne Morgan.
Short and sweet, Wayne.
I'm here in
Try and
Sydney.
keep it
We
down.
had a huge event. We had 2 of them even. Brad Fletcher is the other Federation delegate. He's from Minneapolis and he's online. He'll talk about Hong Kong, but I just want to give you a quick review of what happened in the last 12 months. So Guadalajara happened last year. It was much smaller than normal gay games because of the split, and so therefore events as in activities were smaller. I want to thank San Diego frontrunners who were online. Gilbert's there. That they managed and ran the pasta party that we had before the marathon, of course. And we had about 20 to 30 people there. That was fantastic. IFR organized a big social event during the week in Guadalajara, which went off very well, despite we're having problems with the venue in that we weren't necessarily eating, but front runners I've discovered like to drink. So that was kind of nice. So anyway, we had a big event there and IFR paid for that. We were at the track and field every day. We went to the 5K, the 10K, and we also went to the marathon to check out what was going on. Sadly, the marathon was kind of done out of order from a normal Gay Games. It was held on the very first morning after the opening ceremony, and the Guadalajara transport system had a lot of issues with having, like extra 5,000 people in town and everybody wanting Ubers and Didis and whatever cars. So anyway, that was an issue. The poor marathoners had to get up early next morning. Overall, it went very well. It was successful. We're looking forward to Valencia 2026, and we have some people online from Valencia. We're excited about it. Yes, there's some issues. At the moment, we're leaving it up to Valencia to sort that out. But it's terrific that we've got they've finally signed up as a front runners club, Samarcus, I think you pronounce it, and that's terrific to see. So you all know there are 10 cities bidding for 2030. It's getting competitive. We have Auckland, New Zealand, Melbourne, Perth, and Adelaide from Australia, Cape Town, South Africa, Taipei, Taiwan, Denver, USA, Edmonton, and Vancouver from Canada, and Frankfurt from Germany. All bidding for the 2030 games. Both Brad Fletcher and myself are on the committee voting for the site selection and the potential winner. At the meeting that we're both attending in Washington in October, we will be voting and hearing presentations from all 10 cities. We will then move down to 3 cities, which will then be voted upon next year at the conference in Valencia. So we're getting there. I encourage you all to sign up to the Facebook page. We've got loads of messages now happening, and it's great to see that many clubs are putting up what's going on in their club. That seems to be our principal way and most regular form of communication, so please do that. And the other thing I'd like to encourage you all is to keep the 15th of June every year free. During that week, can you please hold your event or retitle your event to International Frontrunners Day? It's the 15th of June. Many clubs did something this year. It's not a big deal. Just rebadge your regular run. That would be fantastic. We both Brad and I are meeting probably every couple of weeks, and we also attend all the meetings despite the horrible times that they're held around the world. Brad, do you want to talk about Hong Kong briefly?
Unfortunately, I wasn't in Hong Kong.
Yes,
I
yes.
was with you in Guadalajara.
If Buddy's still on, maybe he went to Hong Kong.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Wayne and Brad, for supporting Gay Games in Hong Kong as well. The budget was done. Was spent wisely. We had lots of pizza in the socials, and then during the meeting, we also get all of the frontrunners leaders who are attending and also regular visitors to connect with each other. And out of Gay Games Hong Kong, we are proud to say that we have Manila frontrunners born out of it. We have 2 visitors, 2 runners from the Philippines who got introduced to the leaders from Singapore Frontrunners and Hong Kong Outrunners, and I'm really happy that we have a lasting impact out of say the games that we held in Hong Kong, despite all the perfect storm. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, and thanks for organising those events, Buddy, at Hong Kong. Okay, is there anything else for Gay Games? Wayne, we want to talk on to Valencia now?
Yes.
Okay, well, I've got the presentation here. John, are you still on?
Yes, here I am.
Do you maybe want to, shall I go through it? If I want
Oh,
to
of
share
course,
that.
you can. Yeah, you can. I just want to say good evening from Valencia, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Yolanda. I'm right now the Officer for Promotion, International Affairs and Culture from Valencia Gay Games 2026. Somebody was asking before about supporting on behalf of front runners. I actually ask you all to keep on supporting the Gay Games. Gay Games 12 Valencia 2026 have been going through some political and activist issues, which could be considered not maybe solved, but we are going on with the games. Somebody asked before about the withdrawal of some. Actually, I think it was Jacob from Copenhagen said,
yes,
yeah, like the community, the queer community withdrew from the project. Actually, part of the community, not the whole community, withdrew, decided to stop taking part in the project due to political issues. Actually, just to making a quick update. Last year in Spain, we had both local and regional elections, and both governments, the local and the regional one, who actually had the idea and imposed the bid and got the bid. We were selected to host the Gay Games in 2026. So let's say that the political colors changed. But the new party in power in both the region and the city, they had already committed before we went to Brighton and before being selected, they had committed to go on with the games if they ever arrived to the power, if they ever became the mayor of the president of the region. So as part of the volunteers group and so-called like technical stuff, we are going on with the games, and the games will take place in Valencia at the end of June, beginning of July 2026. The final dates will be released in 2 weeks. And yeah, I would like you all to see this very short video to make you have a kind of appetite to visit us in 2026.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Videos, always a lot of fun. Let's see if I got
it's
audio
very
sharing.
brief.
I know, but it'll play for me, but it might not play for everyone if I don't share it correctly.
Okay.
So I've got to tell it to share the video audio as well.
When you shared your screen, you should have the option to add or avoid that the sound is shared too. Can you?
Let's try it. Let's try it. Can you hear that?
No.
But we can see.
I can't. All right, it's there are words too and titles, so
just to, it's something about you've got to turn on music.
I think you have to stop sharing and then reshare with when you click on the video. You share with your sound.
Oh, okay. Sorry about this. I should be better at it. Ah, here we are. Share sound. Correct. Thanks for the tip. Oh. Oh. Thank you. My Mac is now us. Okay, can we see it?
Really?
It's loading.
Now,
Not yet.
Oh. Now I've got a spinning wheel.
If everybody disables their video, it may help.
Let me try again.
No.
Yeah, it's
There-
on.
no,
it's on,
no,
it's on.
no, it's perfect.
Yep.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. So yeah, we are plural, we're ready, and we are Valencia. And most of you, I guess you're looking forward to coming, of course, running. So I want to show you just briefly when and where you will be running. This is by now the calendar for the track and field and athletics competitions from Monday to Friday. I mean, you know, for those of you who are not familiar to gay games, they usually take place from Saturday to Saturday the following week. So in your case, track and field will be held from Monday to Friday, and then 5K and 10K in 2 different days. And half marathon and marathon will be held on Saturday morning, the day of the closing ceremony. We're wondering what to do, because maybe you know that it's well, some of you also come from very warm cities or places, so most probably the half marathon and marathon will take place very early in the morning, or if not, there will be night marathons, but we don't know it yet. Okay, if we go on to the next slide, you will be able to see, I don't know if many of you have ever been to Valencia before, but this is actually the venues map for gay games. And I don't know if you can identify like a kind of green line in the middle of the city going from west to the east, okay, to the sea. So I really hope we really want you to live new experiences, and one of them will be to run through a river. I don't know if you ever did it before, but it's going to be possible in Valencia. Why? Because if we go to the following one, we are super proud of our river. Actually, it's a waterless river due to some huge floods in the last century, in the 50s. The main river called Turia was deviated, and while the government really wanted to build some motorways to get to the sea directly, the people of Valencia struggled, but finally convinced the government to have our very own park. And it's not a normal park. It's a park full of, as you can see in that slide, and this presentation will be available for everybody as from Monday. This riverbed park, Turia, is full of sports facilities. Actually, if you look at number 3, there is the track and field area. And to see how long or how far venues or hotels or museums could be, we can go to the following slide. And there is this map of Valencia I actually took today. You see stadium where the track and field will take place, and then the village at the southeast of the city. That could be, it's just 6 kilometers long and only 20 minutes by bike. Okay, even you're runners, so I'll let you calculate how long it would take you to run from one side to another. Okay, we can go on to the following slide. Yeah, actually, this is what our riverbed looks like today, nowadays. Okay, and yeah, we want you to enjoy the riverbed and to run through the riverbed too. If we go on to the following slide, you will see the entrance and part of the Estadio del Turia, the stadium, the track and field stadium. And in the following slide too, there are other images. Yeah, where will you run? Okay, where will you run? In that place, track and field, in this Estadio del Turia, our friends from Samarux, Mika is here. Mika joined us before. He's in this call as the representative for front runners from Samarux Valencia. They do train there, and they also host the running competitions in this stadium, in the Riverbed Stadium. So actually, all the track and field proofs will be held there. Okay, as you see here, you can see on the right the stadium, on the left some training areas too. And if we go up a bit, please. Yeah, where will you even no, before to the following, before slide, previous slides, sorry. Yeah, so
sorry, that one. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So track and field, of course, as I said, will be held in the Estadio del Turia track and field area. And then for 5K and 10K, the races will start and finish in the stadium too. Okay, and then for the half marathon and the marathon, actually, we are still, like talking to the police and to the city, because we would like both races, both marathon and half marathon, to start there, but then to finish at the village in the City of Arts and Sciences. If you ever came to Valencia, it's a very nice place. You saw already in the video before. It's this beautiful white complex, a kind of modern and futurist complex at the end. Actually, in that picture on the right, yeah, it's at the end. Okay, but then in the last video you will see it again. And so we want the marathon and the half marathon to finish there too. So to start in the stadium, the track and field stadium, and to finish there, going through the city. And if we go, down. Whoa, what happened here?
I've just
zooming
in on the arts and sciences, and I've wrecked it.
Yeah, and the stadium, as I said, the stadium is there in the riverbed, and then you will have changing rooms and showers in this magnificent sports center where we actually work. That's the Centro Cultural y Sportivo de la Pechina. It means like cultural and sports center. La Pechina is the headquarters of the local sports department. In one of those buildings on the right is where the headquarters of Gay Games Valencia are located, and at the front you will see there is a pool and there are changing rooms, no showers for all runners in case they need them, instead of going back home or to hotel to take a shower. Okay, so just to finish, okay, I want to say thank you. Thanks for this opportunity to let us explain you about what the track and field competition will look like, and or athletics. I'm sorry if I'm not an expert on this vocabulary yet. Okay, and just to end, we want you to feel the vibes of Valencia. And this is the video we won the gay games with. It says it's gay games Valencia are very particular, are new on many things, and one of them is that we really want women, trans and non-binary people to be more visible and to be more present in the games, in gay games. So actually, not in all the sports, but in most of them, there will be two categories: one for women and one so-called general. Okay, and under the Spanish law, everybody, I mean, under the Spanish law and the right to self gender recognition, trans people won't have to show any ID to take part in the category they feel they want to. So this is perra, which actually means bitch. And this is a very empowering word and a very empowering song, very popular in Spain the last 3-4 years. We are super proud of it, and we are super proud of our beat and our city. So if we can play it, it's only 50 seconds.
Me gustaría ser el perro de un perro, que fuera él quien me sacara a pasear. Creo que toda mi existencia sería mucho más amable y liberal. Esto de nacer mujeres en el tiempo de despentes es difícil, no sé por dónde empezar. Si yo pudiera ser perra, por favor dejadme serlo. Solo pido ir sin correa a pasear. Sin embargo, soy humana y me he quedado aquí encerrada, componiendo cancioncillas sin parar. Aunque si yo fuera perra, también compondría mis temas, porque nadie me puede prohibir ladrar. Quiero ser una perra.
Thank you very much. And in the last slide, there is my personal email address and also the general info email address. So whenever you need it, contact us also on Instagram. It's Valencia Gay Games 2026, or by email to, as I said before, we want these games to be the games for everybody, but also the games for women, trans and non-binary and intersex people. And as you saw in the video, we have 6 pillars. We want our games to be sustainable, full of diversity. We want you to taste not only our food, but also our history and origins. And of course, we can't forget about gay games, which are culture and sport. So you won't have any spare minute to stop doing things, because we really think you will enjoy the experience. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Can I just ask one question? When are the games in 2026? What are the dates for the games? Because I cannot find the final dates.
Yeah, actually, as I said before, we can't say. I can't tell you. I know them, but I can't tell you. And but the final dates will be published in middle August. Okay, and registration will open in September.
And
but
Woody
I'm
has
sorry
a
that I can't tell you due to.
No, that's okay. You've got plenty of time. So keep an eye out for anything that's coming from Valencia around that time.
Exactly.
And Woody has a question or a comment.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for the
Hi.
presentation. Like, I've been to Valencia like 3 times and I love it, and I can't wait to go back to Valencia for gay games. You did mention that, like, say, the games would like to have like an impact visibility for women, trans people, and non-binary people. Like, and how, like, what is your plan to realize that, to make that happen, apart from not requiring gender identification or proof for people to participate in gender categories that fits them best? Is there, do you have any plans to increase the participation of women, trans, and non-binary people, and how are you going to do that? Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, as you know, as you might know, it's not that easy to attract women, non-binary, intersex, and trans people. But for instance, already our campaign, and when we did the process the bidding process, our group was very much equal and full of diversity. We are planning to grant, especially female teams, trans teams. There will have like extra points to get grants and scholarships, for instance. Okay, and of course, I mean, I think that being for the first time ever, the games where the main category is women, and then general. Okay, as I said before, not in all of the sports, because there are some of them which are ruled by international, even queer federations, but like, for instance, IGLA for aquatics, and they are under FINA, so we can't really change anything, but we will add categories. For instance, like for swimming, there will be male, female, and general. So just swim wherever you want or however you want. So we will try, and we're trying already to have reference. As queer people, we always dreamt of reference when we were teenagers. So we really need all these people to feel reference, to see reference when we go all over in the everywhere in the world to promote the games. So there will be reference to attract and to talk. But even if I'm not a non-binary person, for instance, I would like MB and intersex people to feel safe, because our city and our country is a very safe country for the community, and we want to show you that that's for real.
I don't mean to stop the discussion, because it's a very rich narrative, and we have to have it locally as well as at the Gay Games. The Gay Games is not the end of all of this. We have to have local activation in our clubs for these issues as well, and Buddy's been very instrumental in bringing that to the fore. We now we do have more info on non-binary people as well as male and female. I think I was looking at the mix, the gender mix, and we have around about 20% of the club's membership is women, and about 5% is non-binary. So we obviously have a great opportunity to grow the non-binary and women element of our membership. As I said, we are 10%, 20% up on last year, sorry. So we have more members, and there's certainly that's a group of people that would we can look to grow locally as well as for Gay Games. Now, I also just want to thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that, John. I also just want to remind everybody, because we are really short on time, but there is, of course, a Euro Games next year as well.
Sure, in Lyon.
Yeah, in Lyon. So just everybody remind you too that that's on July 23 to 26, Lyon, France. If you'd like to attend, you can pre-register. So if there's nothing more about Gay Games, Wayne?
No, just I did forget to mention Guadalajara had a gigantic International Rainbow Memorial Run. And we have new IFR banners, which we took along to all the events. The Rainbow Run has got out of control, and the Federation understands they're trying to make it much more memorial rather than party. It's
celebratory, yeah. It did look it did look great in Paris, though. I was watching the Olympic opening ceremony last night. Those poor bastards. You know, we had great weather for Paris, and then they ended up a perfect storm, literally, over that beautiful event. It was an amazing event. I'd love to talk about it more, but we really need to move on. So yes, the Rainbow Run is a marvelous thing, but it is, after all, as you say, a memorial run. So we mustn't lose sight of that.
Let me say that we are actually already together with FGG board thinking and creating a memorial for you all, memorial run in Valencia 2026.
Yeah.
A real run.
Thank you, John. Yes.
You're welcome.
Lovely. Okay, so we really need to move on because I know that people are needing to get to work. We've got regional reps. We've had a bit of movement there. Alden, do we have some regional reps that are up for mandatory election this time?
Yes. So that would be, there's 5 regional reps that are up for a 2-year position in this round, and that would be the Western US rep, the Canadian rep, Australia Asia Pacific rep, the Southern US rep, and the Southern Europe rep. So were we going to hold the election of officers first? Are we moving on to that?
Yes, let's do that. So it seems like a lot of these are taking care of themselves because I know that people are retiring from their position. So yes, we have to thank Ari, I think it is in Western US, Vincent in Canada, Buddy in Australia, and Southern US, forgive me.
Michael Flores?
Michael Flores.
Sorry,
Michael's probably standing again, so he's not retiring.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm going to recommend Bobby Rodriguez from the Austin Frontrunners to take over my position.
There you go. So we've got a brand new team if they're all willing to accept this this wonderful opportunity. So would we like to go through and maybe we could introduce? I think Ari's not on, but Western US, I think we've got Gilbert is the person who's been proposed by the clubs. Gilbert, if you'd like to say hi. Otherwise,
hello.
Hello.
My name's Gilbert. I'm currently with Frontrunners and Walker San Diego, so I'm really excited to have this opportunity.
Thanks. Gilbert's well known to everybody, but there's a bio of him in the newsletter from January that Woody's put together, and there'll be a bio on the website.
By the way, Nick Fellas did the interview, so like kudos, Nick.
Oh yes, well done, Nick. So yes, Gilbert will be a bio with him will be in there. How do we want to do this, Alden? At the end, just do everybody or just one at a time?
Well, it is the clubs in that region that just need to affirm and vote. So for the Western U.S. clubs, the ones that are on the registered would be Shoreline, Seattle, East Bay, Houston, Honolulu, Bayland, San Francisco, Palm Springs, and San Diego. So if those clubs representatives could weigh in or just vote among those.
Palm Springs, aye.
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 Oh, Gilbert.
So too bad, Gilbert. Thank you.
Sounds like he's in.
And now for the Canadian club, is Vincent on? Or do we have Trevor?
Trevor's here.
Hey, Trevor. So
hello, everyone.
I believe you've been put forward as the rep for Canada?
And Canada
yes,
has
that is
voted
correct.
for him. Yeah.
Yes. So are you prepared you're happy to accept?
I am very happy and excited to accept and help represent our clubs of the Great White North.
Is it Trevor from Toronto?
Hi, Booty. It is Trevor.
Howdy.
We're actually at our Frontrunners Toronto summer potluck right now.
Oh.
So I have about 100 members around me having dinner and socializing.
Regards
Lovely.
to Toronto.
Okay, so anybody against? Carried. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
We've got Buddy in Asia
Yep.
Pac.
So we hosted like a regional meeting last week, and I am very pleased to announce that we have found a successor for the role of regional representative for Australia and Asia Pacific, and that is, please give applause to Brian Lip. I'm going to digitally, virtually crown Brian. Step up, Brian.
There we go. Got the crown.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Congrats, Brian. You'll do well. You'll take it to the next level.
So yes, I think Brian's everywhere all at once. So we look forward to him taking over Asia Pac. Thank you very much for your contribution, Buddy. You've done an awful lot for the last few years, including constitutional reform too. That was no small feat. And anytime you push through a change to the constitution, it's always a lot of work. So you've done a lot of work. So thank you very much for your hard work over the last few years. And then Michael, Southern US. Do you want to let us know who's in the frame for that?
Yes, sir. So I am again nominating Robbie Rodriguez. He is from the Austin Frontrunner. I think he is the president from the Austin Frontrunner. So, like I said, I'm nominating him. Anybody in the Southern region want to back my nomination?
I'm from Atlanta. I'll back your nomination.
LA
Thanks, Adam.
West.
Yep, Adam's
That's
back
good.
that. So
Yeah, so the clubs there: Orlando, Jacksonville, West Palm Beach, Austin, Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, and is Houston on? No, but any of those groups?
Orlando, I.
Houston here, I.
anyone against? Carried. Thank you very much. And is that everything, Alden, for the
Southern Europe?
Europe.
Oh, Southern Europe.
Southern
Sorry.
Europe.
Cyril.
Yeah. So Gali, I don't think is on.
No, but Cyril is on.
But Cyril's on. So Cyril, do you want to introduce yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, all good.
All good? Sorry, it's a bit late here.
Thank you. We appreciate
I'm
your
happy
joining.
I'm happy to be the candidate for Southern Europe. I'm from the Frontrunner of Paris, actually, and I've been vice president of the Frontrunners of Paris a few years ago. And I know some of the clubs, mostly the one in France, but I've been running to some clubs in Southern Europe. So I've been to Valencia actually. So I'm happy to join the team.
Okay. Do we have any Southern Europe clubs on? Do you know, Alden?
Yeah, the ones that signed up:
Oh.
Barcelona, Tel Aviv, Paris, Zurich, Vienna, Bratislava, Slovenia, Madrid, and Valencia, and Paris. They say
Zurich,
yeah.
Sorry, who's seconded that?
Zurich.
That was Zurich.
Thank you. Thanks, Keith. Anyone against? No? All good. Thanks so much, Cyril.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us from Paris. How is it? How's the weather today?
It's great today. It was only yesterday, but it was a great ceremony. Very
Yes.
inclusive. A lot of drag queens, a lot of queer people in the ceremony. It was a lot of fun, despite of the rain.
Yes, it's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, thanks everyone from all the new regional reps. It's quite amazing to see that turnover, but we look forward to you all joining us at these terrible hours at the steering committee meetings in the future. As I say, we have those about every 6 to 8 weeks, so we'll get a schedule out after this of our next one. So the newsletter, there is a newsletter. I asked for contributions in the steering committee for like latest stuff. And so there's one that's been uploaded to the website. So that's tabled for the regions as well. Now down to election of officers. So who's this for? Alden, this is just for president, secretary, webmaster,
Treasurer,
and treasurer.
webmaster, and communications.
And communications. Okay. So, Alden, you're happy to do treasurer again?
I am. I'm willing to put my name in.
Okay. Nobody else wants to take over? Very wise. So, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone against?
Aye.
There you are. Congratulations, Alden. Thank you. Webmaster. So, Brad, you are happy to continue?
Sure.
And as I say, if anyone wants to help Brad, get in touch with him, because he's always needs help, especially like revising content and things like that. So get in touch with him or me, and we will tidy up some of these old links, maybe these old pages. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone against? Carried. Okay. Communications. So Buddy's also on communications and stepping down. So does anybody want to help Martin with comms? If
Don't
not,
all
we can
jump in at once.
If not, we can always put an ad up on Facebook and we can cover it in steering. So if anybody wants to have a think about that, Buddy, I don't know, do you want to run through maybe what's involved with comms? It's a lot of work.
Yep. So like with the newsletter, it's basically just like say compiling and chasing and then like finding out people who hasn't made the submission and also like say following up. But then like say there's a lot more potentials to be done, and you'll be working closely with Martin thus far, which has been a real pleasure to work with. So like
Oh, thanks, Billy.
yeah, I'm gonna miss working with you. Yeah, please do like raise your hand. Like it's like Martin will make it easy. Like and if you're interested in putting out content, like whether it's like say on the website or like say content for Martin to put out on the social media, you could help Martin with that as well. So like originally the idea was that we would take excerpts from the newsletter so that like Martin would be able to publish them so that people would be able to read the newsletter through social media. But then the potential is like endless. So if you're interested in content creating, you can definitely take it on to the next level better than I did. So yeah,
Okay. Doesn't sound like we've got too many people stepping ahead, so we'll keep that one vacant for the time being. But do get in touch, anybody, with Martin, me, anyone on the committee, and we'd love to have some assistance with that. Okay. So is that it, Alden? Do we have does President go this time or?
Yes, it's each of those are annual. So president and secretary. Secretary
Yep.
is currently.
So would anyone else like to be president?
I would like to recommend that Chris continue as president.
I'll second that.
I third that.
Sorry, everyone. I'm just having some trouble with my mouse and I've disconnected myself. Just a second. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to plug in another mouse at the moment because my mouse is frozen. But I think, did anyone else come forward?
I thought you were going to say you did your speaker.
Husband might be online.
Okay. Well, if there's nobody else, I'm happy to stand. So anyone object?
John.
Great. Okay, thanks everyone.
Hooray!
Hurrah. So I think that concludes the officers and the regional reps.
Yeah, secretary is open.
Oh, does anyone want to be secretary?
We'll have to continue advertising.
Yes.
Mike, is that?
I'm willing to step up. but I think somebody else mentioned some interest earlier in the meeting, didn't they not?
Not traditionally. Is anybody else interested?
Mike, he's already on the steering committee.
Oh, I see.
Right, Brad.
Oh, Brad.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mike from Vancouver Frontrunners. I currently lead our team here, but I'll be stepping down in December, so I don't think it's too much of a workload to add this, especially after our big event of the year is tomorrow, which is why I want to get off this meeting and get back to organizing Pride Run.
Yes. Well, we all want that. Okay. So, is anyone want to second Mike's?
Yes, I second that. Fantastic.
That's to the slaughter. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Much appreciated, Mike. We'll be in touch.
I say this only after having a drink or two while I'm organizing. So
what did I do?
Whoever the current secretary is, no, I'm kidding. I'll look forward to getting a briefing.
No, we've had it. It'll be me because the position's been vacant for quite some time. I think we had we have had good Canadian representation from secretary in the past, who was very good, but unfortunately had to dip out for just the pressure of work and everything. And so we'll look forward to having Vancouver back on board. So I'll get in touch with you after this. So anyone against Mike's nomination?
Please, someone.
Well done. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Look forward to working with you.
What about a federation? Isn't Brad up?
Yes. And the final one is the Federation Gay Games delegate and Brad's position.
We have two delegates. Brad had to leave because he's in Hawaii and he's about to fly back to Minneapolis. He wants to restand, and I certainly would nominate him back in.
Okay, I'd second that. Anyone against?
Brad Fletcher.
Congratulations, Brad Fletcher. You're still on the FGG. Anything more, Alden? Have we finished the officers and the elections?
That's it.
Lovely. Okay, I think I'm still sharing the agenda because it looks like I can't share anything else now. Is there any other business? I think, Wayne, you've already said about International Front Runners Day.
Chris, just Evan here from Cork in Frontrunners. Cork in Ireland.
Aaron, yep.
Just something I just want to call out just to kind of keep on the radar is definitely the communications piece. I think there's a big gap in the communications between the I know, Wayne, you probably are harassed by me on the Facebook being like, where is the communications? But just I'm conscious that the AGM was noticed on the Facebook page, but there was nothing on our official to all of our members. And I'm conscious that we have a database, I presume, of all of our members. And an email should have gone out. No?
Not really, not at that level. We only know from a disassembly of the clubs. Yeah, the clubs tell us they tell us what the membership is.
Yeah, so they register. Every club registers, I presume.
Yes.
So you'd have an email from that.
We have 125 club emails, yes.
Yeah. So a quick copy into PCC and an email out with the AGM would have been great. I just want to call that out as an issue because I'm conscious that, and I'm only putting it out there as a member. I'm not, I just, from our perspective, we didn't realize it was on until we saw the post on social media, and speaking to other members within UK and Ireland, a lot of them didn't know either. So I just want to call that out as a gap in the process.
Yeah, we have talked about a
secretary who would normally do all that.
Yeah. We have talked about that too. The other thing is that I get the registration information, and there's quite a disparity between, like, we get a lot of bounce backs, but and then when it does go through, sometimes people say it was in my spam and I didn't find it, or it was in the president's spam, because that's the email that's been given. So it's also about keeping that that club information up to date. So it It is a
Right.
combined effort between the clubs and the regional reps, and we have to make sure that when people know there's an AGM on, we publish it months in advance, well, a month in advance at least. And so it's on the website, it's on the social media, and then people need to follow up with that. If they don't get the emails, we need to look at doing something maybe like MailChimp instead of just using direct email, because the spam stuff seems to be quite militant at the moment. So a lot of stuff goes to spam if it doesn't come directly from a named person. So we'll look at that, because things like MailChimp, which we have a free account for, can do that without getting because they're part of spam acts all over the world. They don't get caught up with going spammy as much as other stuff. But yeah, point taken, Evan. That's something we're looking at.
Thanks a million. And
Yeah,
the
and-
second thing I just want to call out is just the roles that are vacant. I know you had said you'd post them on social media afterwards, that'd be great, because I think it would be great for even the members who are on the call here to share with their members, and potentially maybe a member will want to join, because I know if you look at the attendance at the minute, we have 50 people present, but potentially there's another 10, 20, 30, 40 people within their clubs that potentially might take on the role. So just a call out to all the other members who are on this call that potentially to share that vacancies. Because it's always the people who are putting their hands up probably have a full plate as it is. So it's probably good to go to people who are not in an active role in the club membership.
Yep.
The ironic thing is the only vacancy we have at the moment is comms.
Yes.
And there's definitely a comms person among all these clubs, because there's no way that an LGBT
Yes, but
person...
do they want to do it is the question. See, this is the thing. There's a lot of competent people, but they also, because they're competent, they're very busy. I'm sorry, I can't see who it is because I can't move my mouse now. But there's a hand up.
Oh, that's Jeff from East Bay. We have a club email address, and other clubs may as well. I don't recall getting the information about the AGM to our club mailbox, but that might be a good alternative if you have access to that in addition to the individual officers' addresses as a contact. So that will be an evergreen mailbox, and we can set that up to our spam filters correctly.
So Brad did send around something to all the clubs as well about registration. So I know that was done. So our current email address should have it, and you might check and see if that turned up in spam for that.
Okay.
So yes, email
Yeah.
is always exciting when you're dealing with a once in a year event, an annual event that But so we hear you, and we'll endeavor to do better next time.
Yeah, just to reiterate what Chris had said, that's why it's important to keep that contact information up to date on the IFR website, and that message just goes out to the full contact list. So thanks.
And every club can update their own, because they all have a sign into it. They can update their information, or their club rep can their regional rep can update it
at any time.
Yep. And you can also put up information if you've got runs or anything like that, special events. Just very few people take advantage of it. Mike?
Calendar, yeah.
I just wanted to point out that I have a lot of experience with bulk email. We'll sort it all out for next year.
Lovely.
I'm happy to help with that.
Excellent.
Okay. Any other business?
So just the next AGM.
Oh, no, sorry. We've got from LA a question. Oh, I've got a hand up from LA, I think. LA Frontrunners.
Adam,
sorry.
Hey, this is Adam from Atlanta.
So beg your pardon.
Yeah, you're fine. One thing I was going to ask, and maybe other people have insights on this, but we ran into an issue about a year ago, and we had to get lawyers involved. The local organization that puts on the Pride March and the parade and all that, and the big Pride events separate from the Pride Run, which is what Frontrunners here does, tried to they need to start paying us royalties, to use the word Atlanta Pride. So we had to trademark that. I was wondering if anybody else had issues with working with the local community organizations that put on the Pride marches and how they handle that. And it costs about $20,000 in legal fees handle that. So I'm just putting that out there to see if anybody had any recommendations on how they mitigated those issues.
We can probably talk offline. It is a local issue, though. It is a problem. If you don't have your trademark protected by, you know, whatever, then you don't really have a leg to stand on. If somebody wants to come along, you've got to litigate. And so, yes, it's expensive. And what can I say? You know, we have similar problem with all sorts of volunteer organizations or organizations that have been have long held a trademark, but maybe it's not even their trademark. But, you know, like Sydney Leather Pride used to have a trademark that included the Opera House, Centrepoint Tower. Those are all protected assets now, like the Eiffel Tower. So they found they didn't really have a leg to stand on. But other people who, even if you do have a protection, then you still got to litigate. You still got to take them to whatever court necessary to have a cease and desist on it. So the only thing I can recommend is you spell out a cease and desist, and if they continue on with it, I think we had a thing like the Yellow Run a few years back where it was an LGBT run and it was taken over by a camping organization like that was selling tents or something like that. So they took over this LGBT ground roots run, and after 1 year of it not being terribly successful, ran it into the ground. So it is it's a problem, but you know, unfortunately at a local level you're forced to litigate with these people who are trying to steal your property. So that's all I can say, Adam. Sorry to not to be more helpful.
We had something similar in San Francisco. This is Keith from Zurich, but I used to be an officer in San Francisco when I lived there, and the San Francisco Pride did the same thing to us. But luckily, one of our members was a Board of Supervisors member who managed to make the whole thing go away. And then everybody was happy at the end. So maybe if you have some connections, it doesn't need to be litigated.
I think we managed it, but it did cost a lot of money. But I think this is also a caution tale to all the other chapters to make sure to own that property, so you don't have the same issues that as Keith and I are talking about in our chapters.
We also have trouble with the name Frontrunners.
Yes,
an issue here in Australia. So,
but it's not a big issue. If the community is stronger than the interlopers, then it tends to sort itself out eventually anyway.
Yeah, there was a bar somewhere on the East Coast that had the name Frontrunners in it.
Yeah,
And there was,
in New Hampshire.
right. And so we had issues originally, but it never became a huge thing. There was no litigation or anything like that. But
Alden's probably opened up a bar.
Yes.
No.
Well, it's probably time to. If there's, I'm sorry, Adam, does that answer your question?
We certainly need to discuss that. We could do it at a steering.
We do it as steering, yeah.
Need to have a whole series on legal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can talk to Robbie offline about that, and he can, since he's my rep.
And Chris from New York has said there's been issues there. So yeah.
Okie doke. Any other business? Any other business? No. All right. I'm standing between you and next.
A lot of work.
Thank you. Thanks, Wayne. Next AGM. Are we happy to have it? What, Alden? Are you about to say something? No. Next meeting. So are we happy to have the AGM again this time next year?
Yes.
Anyone against?
There might be a move from Honolulu to hold it there. They might have an event. Yeah. Anyway,
that'd be nice. We can talk about that as steering as well. So if anybody wants to sponsor an event around it, what we have done in the past is, many people might know, is have like a 2-day festival of front runners where people used to go before the days of Zoom and all present their regional reports in person. and that used to go on for a very long time, but it was very hostile for people who weren't at the event too. So, you know, if you were attending by Skype or electronically, it was hard to hear and hard to understand. And we had that with Copenhagen as well. There was a room, it was, you know, Martin helped organize all of that. There was a lot of work went into it, and it was not good for either the people in the room or the people who weren't in the room. So we had a lot of people out of the room that couldn't hear what was happening in the room, and the people in the room couldn't really understand what was happening with the Zoom meeting. So I think we did resolve last year to mostly have Zoom, but we can always participate if people want to put on an event in their city. So bring it up at steering, Wayne, and we can run that to ground for next year's AGM and publicize it. Okay, so same time next year, and we'll set up a steering committee meeting going forward. So when do we want to have the next steering committee meeting? Say in 6 weeks?
Let's get moving, yeah.
Do we need it to have it any earlier than 6 weeks? Nothing?
Nope.
No crushing hurry? Okay. That would be around about, let me just get the calendar up real quick.
Middle of September.
Okay, so mid-September, I'll send out the usual, or maybe Mike can send out a doodle to arrange a meeting time. Mike? Oh, you're on mute, Mike.
As long as we don't set it for September 24th through October 5th.
Well, as the secretary, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to pick the date, but we'll talk about the details later.
Cool. All right, so we've got next AGM and mid-September for the next steering committee. Anything left? All good?
Breakfast.
Sorry?
Breakfast.
Well, thanks everybody. I'm sorry for going over time, but a very, very good meeting, and nice to see you all. It's nice to have a good attendance as well. So thanks very much, and we'll see the steering people at the next meeting, and everyone else same time next year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Right.
Thanks.
Great.
Yep.
Bye.
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 Aloha.